Georgia does up front and how, they play on the D-line?
Well, they do a lot of different things. They don't do too much exotic things. They just want to line up. They think their guys are better than your guys, and they want to line them up and rush them. So, we're just going to go out there and play football.
What's going to be the key to running the football this week?
Playing fast and playing physical. They got a lot of big guys inside. We're going to wear them out with our speed, our tempo.
That sounds about right. We just really got to out-hit them and out-physical them, the entire game for 60 minutes. And if we do that, we'll get the outcome we want.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
John, everybody in the world seems to watch Tyler's body language and how he carries himself during a game, adversity. Do you guys?
We know Tyler. Me and Tyler been here since January, our freshman year. And, I know when Tyler is, ups and downs and stuff like that, but Tyler's been very consistent, with his personality, with everything. He's an even killer guy during the game. He keeps us going too, if something bad happens.
Last week, Akron's just Akron. They're not an SEC team, but the fact that a game was on the line in the fourth quarter and the offense responded, can you take something positive from that or not?
Definitely, we showed, I feel like for the first time in a while through adversity, we pushed through the fourth quarter. We put up big numbers in the fourth quarter, and it was just great to see we finish the game as an offense.
Would it be fair to say any of that came from a lesson learned against Florida, not doing it against Florida, and turning it around?
Definitely. That was our first time, really, like I said, doing that. And it was a great feeling, afterwards knowing, but we just got to try to carry that on and use it throughout the season.
Be a little different doing it at Sanford Stadium against a defense as good as Georgia.
It'd be a little different, but it just shows we can do it, so we're going to get it done.
So when you guys haven't run football with much success against them in 2 years, what makes them so hard to win ball against?
It's really, most of the time the defense does, do a good job, but most of the time in the run game it's us killing ourselves. Mostly us either communicating, getting on the wrong guys, or us just not blocking well. And, we've done a lot technically wise this whole offseason. It's showing a little bit now that we're doing better in the run game. We're just gonna go out there and do what we know we're capable of.
Are they more difficult than anybody else in the league?
No, they're not. They're not. They're just gonna line up and say their guys are better than your guys, but we don't believe that. We're just gonna go out there and block them.
How does their run defense compare to Florida's run defense?
They're all the same. They run mostly that 3-4 defense, and they just got a bunch of big guys in there, and we're just gonna have to out hit and out muscle them throughout the game.
Is it harder to block against a 3-4 as opposed to a 4-3?
Not necessarily. You could do different schemes. You run different schemes towards them. So if we just go out there and execute what Coach Chaney says, he has the plan. If we go do it, then we feel like we'll get a victory.
How important is it for you to have a decent running game against Georgia?
It's very important. That's important versus any opponent. That helps our whole offense. It helps the team, really. If we running the ball, they have to respect that. Maybe add another guy in the box. That'll help all our receivers we have in Tyler, and it makes the whole team better.
You mentioned communication and how important it was, and that's messing up the run game, messes up things. How hard is it to communicate on the road? What are the challenges of doing that? Because I know y'all played in the Dome, but that was a different crowd.
You got to be accountable, each and one of us, watch a film because we're not going to have a lot of time. We're a fast-paced offense. It's going to be loud, so we're going to have to, take it upon ourselves as the individual to watch film, get in there so you can see the looks and know what you're supposed to do. Even if we can't hear it, we can't.
John, in the Florida game,
the challenges of communicating down there, I know you guys have done a bunch of no-huddle stuff, but you've been in environments where you could probably verbalize a bunch of stuff. What's the challenge of communicating?
On away games, it's always just crowd noise, and that's something that we're using in practice, so it's turning the value on, and we're trying to communicate better with noise.
Do you think the no-huddle makes it easier to communicate on the road?
Yeah, we have a little bit more time to talk to each other sometimes. We just got to, whisper to each other plays. So that kind of helps.
What stands out about their front?
They got a lot of big guys inside, and they got great guys outside, Jarvis Jones, and it's got great defense. Decent front.
In the run game, are they as hard to block as anybody you played in the conference?
Yeah, I would say so. We're a lot of mass inside, so it's hard to move them.
Do you get the sense the SEC East is a little bit stronger this year? Maybe the two divisions are more balanced. The last couple of years, we've been talking about West is best, West is best. Do you get a sense?
I feel like it's a little bit balanced, honestly. We just got to prove ourselves. In the East. I know West got a lot of top-ranked teams and stuff, so we still got to prove ourselves.
So you still think time will tell in terms of whether you... And just last year, you go into this this stretch of the schedule last year. Bray gets hurt against Georgia. You didn't have Hunter for the whole stretch. Having both those guys healthy, how much of a difference can that make, having both those guys in this offense?
It's going to make a big difference. They're big playmakers, and they're make a lot of plays for us. So it should be a different type of game than it was last year.
You know, Julie was saying that it was kind of a big stage in Tyler's growth, the way he responded to adversity last week versus how he responded against Florida. Did you notice any difference in that regard from the way he was acting in the huddle, in the sideline, or anything like that?
He was calling out, barking out plays, and making sure we got the play, and making sure all the receivers knew where they're supposed to line up and things like that. There's a whole bunch of little things that he started doing. And that's when we started making plays until the fourth quarter.
Tyler talked about how exotic some of the blitz.
When y'all are playing your own guys here, is there somebody on that side of the ball that they move around that much? And they
Yeah, it's sort of similar. So it's Willie Bowe or Jordan Williams or Jacquez Smith. So it's nothing really new that we're doing.
So everything that you're saying is the same thing that you've been
Pretty
saying.
much, yeah.
Does that help you? How much does that help you throughout the week? Knowing that
Hey,
they're going to see some stuff.
Defense.
Yeah,
it helps a lot because we're accustomed to it, and it's something that we do pretty well.
The running game struggled a lot against Georgia last year. Do you think it's reached another level, or do you think it's still kind of a work in progress and you guys have to prove that it's better?
I think it's reaching that level. We're consistently getting better and better each week, and we got to show that again this week.
How much does that help the offense to have more balance rather than just having one element, only the passing game working on that?
It helps a lot because if we're just passing a lot, we're going to play the pass and no, we're not going to run, so we're just going to play the pass. Or if we're running, we're just going to play the run and not play the pass. So it helps a lot to be balanced.
So did you run into a knife up there, or what was going on?
I took a stumble.
So you stumbled?
Yeah.
Was it a football-related injury?
No.
So has that bothered you at all?
Nah, I just put some Vaseline in. It's fine.